It is Sunday afternoon already. Well, I do need to point out that since streaming yesterday, all I have really achieved is I watched a YouTube video. Yeah, just the one. I got up a couple of hours ago, so I'm not quite sure where the time went. But this is half my problem. In that I do enjoy streaming. I enjoy my lace making, but sometimes there just doesn't seem to be anything but working and streaming, and it's kind of like. As I say, it's not that I don't enjoy it, because I really do. But I do find myself just struggling for time. So hence random days off, usually with no notice. But it is very difficult sometimes. In the, like I said, yesterday, obviously I had the whole day yesterday, but from last night to today was basically a sleep and pretty much nothing else. By the time I've done this, it'll be tea time. I'll have a couple of hours of doing something, such as playing a game. It'll be bedtime and then I'm off to work. So I get up, go straight to work, come home, walk the dog, eat a snack, and then I stream, then I go to bed. And it can be a little overwhelming. Now, should I be rich enough and not need to work? Well, that would change matters. If I got to retire, again, would change matters, because I don't have the 8.5 hours of work every day. But, while I do, it kind of can be frustrating when it feels like, well, because I don't mean this as a job, because it's not a job, but it can feel like another job, because all you remember doing is stuff that other people rely on, not you stuff. So, yes. Anyway, let us have a look at where we're at. So, that's where we got to yesterday. I wanted to quickly show you this. I have been trying really hard to make this thread work, and I have managed to tighten up on the beige bits. You see, there's the start, and I've got a bit of extra loop somehow. Break that up, but the colour isn't showing through on this one, which is bonus, but that's proving to be painfully considering how easy it was basically with cotton. It's a lot harder with polyester, but the stitches, it will wear better, so depending on what it is for, polyester might be better. So like everything, one has choices, one has design considerations to do. Right, today is pretty much going to be basic groundwork, because there's this triangle and that triangle, and I doubt we're even going to succeed in all of that. One thing we will do though is, from the off, we will fire up good old Amazon music, and we will kill the music you're listening to and do this. Bobbins are in a better mood today. Shush. Just sit down. It's getting a bit busy. fix my couch. The dogs got off it for a minute. There we go. It's a bit better. It's not perfect, but it's better than it was. Don't know where the dogs have gone. Bit suspicious. There's one. Just checking. Hello, miss. Hello. Oh, trample. Full trample. Wag, wag, wag. Yes, I see you. It's looking like it's going to rain. Yes. So if you want to go piddle, you have to do it before it rains, because you won't piddle when it's raining. No. Hello, Mr. Paws. How are you? Everybody find a good spot. Which end is which? Oh, it's the little brown one. I have a brown bolster cushion today. Oh no, not anymore, because I mentioned brown. Yes. Hello. Oh, it fell off again. My legs are fat enough, darling, that you should be able to find them with your small paws. Yes. Yes. You are a good girl. Yes, you is. Now don't lick my hands. Hello. And don't bite at me. You found out what happens yesterday. She sticks her nose on your face to get a kiss, which is fine. She kind of headbutts you, but we'll ignore that part. Every so often, she'll lunge at you to kind of take a chomp. Now, she doesn't mean it as a, trying to bite your face off. But because you kind of go, mwah, and of course you open your mouth, she sees the open mouth and comes at you with an open mouth. And of course, generally, ends up nipping you if you don't kind of dodge out the way. And so I did it back to her yesterday. She was very put out. Very put out. She didn't like it, and it's like, no, funnily enough, nor do I. So, let's put some of you that way. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. Space. So, just right down here. backache at this rate. Because I'm already getting backache. Why am I suddenly getting backache? Sip of Coke and think about that, because my back's really not happy about this. tightening the strap on that a little bit. Because it was a bit loose. longer because I need the space. I had exceptionally good sleep last night. I put my I was moaning yesterday that it was cold. This is because winter is setting in. This is kind of what happens in winter after all. And I added my winter duvet to my bed yesterday. Now, to make sense of that, I have a duvet where there's like two halves. One's like the summer half and one's the winter half, but you combine them to make the winter one. So I put the winter half back on yesterday, and so I was a lot toastier because I am rather aware, and this is going to sound slightly strange, I don't sleep well if my feet are cold. Doesn't matter so much about my arms, my head, but if my feet are cold, I don't sleep as well. So I added winter duvet, and I slept like a king yesterday, so that was a good thing. I was toasty as a bug in a rug. And don't get me wrong, I've actually got a spare duvet to chuck on top if I'm actually that cold. I'm a bit like Princess and the Pea, only I'm under 98 duvets, you know. Yes. The problem with blankets and well, especially fleece ones for me, is that dogs, they look very second-hand very quickly. Not that, you know, it's overly of matter, but they do look a little bit second-hand very quickly for me. So, duvets, lots of duvets. I mean, I'd show you this. Well, I'll show you a corner of this. This thing looks like a weed on it. This is a duvet. I mean, it's a bit yellow and brown. It's 'cause it's not in a cover. It came with a house, but it makes a really good leg blanket. It's clearly, you know, definitely had better days. But that's okay because I didn't pay money for it. So. I know my body is very sensitive to cold feet, so hence I've got a duvet. My legs aren't particularly cold, but my feet are like a... well, they're just a cold magnet, frankly. So, let me see what's going on here, because this doesn't look quite right for a minute. I think it's just tangled bobbin. Yeah, there we go. So you go over there. 1, 2, 3. So how's your day so far? Yes, poor little kitties. You're doing a really good job looking after them, though. Well, yeah. Okay. Just general cat stuff. Okay. I know what it's like. Dog. Roof. You know. Want. Roof. Ah. So you're never in short supply of cats, then? What a great life to live. I strongly understand that there are times you question your choices, but nothing is more worthy than helping animals, so hats off to you dudes. In this country, because we have fireworks night on the 5th of November, it means that come the darker nights, the fireworks start because people can now buy them. And all the little animals get scared, and it winds me up an awful lot because there are plenty of people who do not like loud bangs suddenly for no good bloody reason. I mean, I'm not going to say that we shouldn't celebrate the 5th of November because frankly the dude had a good plan. But it's the kind of like, we had fireworks, I think it was Thursday night, for no reason. And obviously around the 5th of November, depending on what day of the week it is, hang on, what day of the week is it? Hang on. 5th of November is a Wednesday this year. Yeah, we've got people like that. It used to be. Yeah, we probably did, but it's the time of year to bitch about it once more, kind of thing, right? I have no problem with the principle of fireworks. And because they are very pretty, and I'm not going to deny that. But what I do honestly believe is that Joe Public should not be allowed to buy them. At all. Period. It should be illegal to have them without a licence. And that just go pay your fiver, go to some bloody display where they blow up like 6 years worth of your wages and have a good one. Because it's not cheap shit. And stop scaring all the little animals. I mean, at least with a big display. Because there would be hundreds of people milling about, the animals would be generally further away, right? and then it's one lot. It goes on for half an hour or whatever it is, and it's done. The problem with all of the people is animals, run away when, firework one goes off into another garden that then runs off, that they end up scared beyond belief. They don't know where to turn. Too many hedgehogs get cooked in the fire. It's just not right. And it's bloody expensive. Stop doing it. If you got that much money to waste, give it to the charities. I mean, blowing it up really doesn't feel like the best answer. I mean, obviously it's their money. They can do what they like with it. But, if you got that much money, you can afford to do some form of firework display. You had plenty, so do something better with it. Yeah. Exactly. Help out your local shelter. Yeah. So, it's... Yeah, but it is the time of year to rehash old crap, Yeah, me too. So, I think part of the reason you and I hate it is it's not necessary. It's not like thunderstorms, which are part of nature. It's not a natural event. And if all fireworks became illegal forever tomorrow, no one's really losing out, right? Okay, except for the firework companies, but no one's actually gonna, it's not like they're not producing food, or nothing essential would be lost. And yeah, it just seems to cause more problems than it solves, to be honest. Because, all the hospitals are full of idiots who were trying to hang on to it when it went off, and, all of that kind of stuff. And it's just so unnecessary. The world is not a better place for it, innit, Be like wasps, Now, I am aware wasps actually apparently pollinate shit, but they're just angry little buggers. I'm sure we could do without, yeah. So I'm just trying to fix the bottom of this bobbin, so unwinding it to get back. There we go. 6. Should leave you out for a minute. Oops. Chucking sticks about. This one doesn't want to twiddle. The string gets caught in the bead. So this one arguably needs a bit more glue because it keeps trapping underneath the ball bearing. Because there's a gap. Off. Goodness sake. I do have Facebook. I don't follow many cats or dogs. Oh look, the obligatory spam bot entrance of the day. So issue report said spam bot. I do follow on Instagram, however, a little pitty called My Name is Luna, who talks in the way that pitties talk, kind of thing, right? So I follow her. I follow a police dog, Staffy. She's rather cool. She's retired now. I also used to follow, well, I still follow him. He had a little deaf pitty, who was the sweetest thing. He was absolutely cool. Sadly, died a couple of years ago, and his dad has not yet felt the ability to embrace a new dog. I think he wants to. He's not against it. He just needs to find the right friend and hasn't found one yet. And partly because I think while he wants another friend, he's not quite ready for another friend. Whereas, for example, and this is going to sound really cold and callous, when Fiona died, I'd sent some emails off looking for a new friend, because I know it takes a while to find friends in this country. You know, you can't just rock up to the dog shelter, hand some money over and walk off with a friend, right? It takes months. It's fucking annoying. And then they moan that their dog shelters are full, and it's like, well, don't get me wrong, there is a part of me that appreciates that they want to find the right home and totally down for all of that, but they do, it takes weeks, and usually if you allow a couple of months, that's roughly how long it's going to take. So it's not the sort of thing you can do, you know what, I'm feeling ready for a dog, I've got a couple of, in a couple of weeks I've got the week off, I can spend a bit more direct time, even if you work from home. I can spend a bit more direct time with them. So that'll be a great time. Yeah, no, you need to have done that 2 months ago. It is because they'll want a home check, even if you've had dogs through them before. They'll want to do a meet and greet with any of the ones you currently have. Nearly every dog in the dog shelter these days is, oh, should really be the only dog in a home. Well, dogs are normally social, so why? So all these things add up to make it far more awkward to find a home. Then, of course, should you have a job and be in the office at all, they'll almost refuse you an animal. How else do you think we afford the buggers? Elon Musk is not my sugar daddy. I have to work for a living, But I'm always on the lookout for a rich man who wishes to give me loads of money to be token bird on his arm for events. And just pay me a small wage to keep quiet. I'm always on the lookout for that. Hey, Evie. I think my days of that are definitely shot, Liz is okay. Liz is okay. Still suffering from the stresses of work, but trying very hard to keep going. Wishing to retire and all that. More and more with every passing day. Oh, that's true. It's patching day today. I'm sure I will hear how badly it went tomorrow. There's no reason it should be bad, but you know. So how's it going, EP? How goes your streaming? Ah. Cool. Hey, Bailey. Thank you, Bailey. Hello. This has gone for a walk. Look. There we go. Pop. Let's clean this up. Pick the glue off it. Hang on. Pick the glue off and then stick it back on. Which is easier said than done because it's hard to hang on to it. To pick at the glue. It's coming off, just slowly. Hang on. Well, the problem with monitors is, as you say, is there's part of you says it should be, I want it this big, thanks, right? But it's not. It isn't quite that simple. You know, do you want G Sync? Do you want V Sync? Do you want HDR? Do you want... how bright is it? So a cheap one will do then. Because chances are it's not sitting 6 inches in front of it, like we are with ours, you know. Can't you plug it in the TV? Or is that no longer a thing? I'm a bit out of date with Xboxes. Oh, fuck's sake. Of course there are. It can't just be as simple as plug in a monitor, yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. I haven't turned my TV on in, well, this year. Can't remember the time I last turned my TV on. Because I watch it all on my computer now instead. Okay, so... Jesus Christ. I remember the days when we all felt that 30 FPS was perfectly good, and that at the time they said, you know, the reason it's 30 is because below 30 the eyeball could tell, above 30 didn't really matter. And yet now we have people who swear they can tell if it's not 120 and it's only 110, and you're like, dude, you need to calm down, you know. Fuck off. I'm pretty sure mine was that, and mine was 132. Hang on. Mind you, I'm not sure it's 32. It might have been 28. Hang on. Let me go check what I bought. Hang on. Yeah. No, that's true. Okay. My curved monitor, which generally makes them more expensive, was £189. And I'm pretty sure it does 100, 120. Hang on. Does FreeSync. Checking on hertzes. Hang on. Oh, fuck yes. Of course it is. I'm just checking the hertzes. Hang on. I think it only does 75, but that could be how I've connected it. Hang on. I've got a feeling it was 120. Well, that's not true. It says, oh, it only does up to 60. No, that's not true. Mine does 75, so... and that's just with the connection I've got. And I've got a feeling I didn't use the better one. I know that feeling. There you go. There you go, Bailey. Got one for you. £151.99b, 34 inches, 120 hertz with FreeSync and 4K. Hang on. You can have this one. Hang on. Save you a fortune. Hang on. There you go, Bailey. Try that one. Hang on. I've fiddled with something I shouldn't have done. Hang on. That's what I want. Norris? As I say, it's it's like everything. It's not that you begrudge the kid, but 500 quid for a present is up there a little bit. It's certainly not an amount I would feel entirely comfortable with, So something's not right here. Something is wrong. And the answer is... why can't I never fucking see who's supposed to be doing what with whom? That's fine. That's better. My pattern is somewhat lifted off the base, so let's pin it down a bit like this. Yep, another pin's made it to the floor. There's the klutz. call Bill Bailey. He hates Christaberg. So I was just checking none of those were the ones I glued. smacking those. have a quick look at what we've done so far. Button, there it is. Quick scan for stupidity. Nothing obvious. Wow, it's 2 days in a row. Maybe I need to add another stat to my board in the corner saying days since I fucked up. I think I'm going to call it a day. It's been a couple of hours. Feeling pretty pleased with where I'm at. Almost got enough to start wrapping it around my little magic log at the back. We passed inch 5. Wow. I definitely think one of the biggest problems with this is just how slow it is. I mean, it's worth it, but it's definitely not, you know, something you can go, hey, I need and do it while you remember. You know, if you wanted to make something for Christmas, you needed to have started like 2 years ago. It's not a plan. It is a hard work effort. And obviously, back in days of yore, what would happen is, for example, if this was going to be a wedding train, you would have a bunch of people like me who would make strips. But you'd have like 30 of them making strips. So they might take a couple of months to make a strip. Some bugger would sew them all together, or more than one, and it would take a lot less time for said item to be made. But obviously, you've then got to find likewise nutters, and I mean, it means you get to do a variety of stuff, which would be quite nice, because obviously I'm going to be looking at, I mean, at this point in the strip, big, small kind of motif. Doesn't matter whether I'm on the first or second one, it looks the same right now. So it's going to be a bit of a repetitive year, to be honest. But I have no problem with that. Hence the side distractions. And the tatting is kind of filling that void quite nicely, because it is something you can do a small chunk of and put down without too much to hassle. I've got a lot of way to go before it's, you know, kind of publicly usable, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's. I have plans, as always. But I shall be back, with any luck, after work tomorrow. Unless tomorrow sucks, donkey balls. But I shall try and be back after work tomorrow. I wish you all a good rest of your weekend to go well, what little weekend we have left. I need to go and cook some food. I need some hot food. I don't know what I'm going to have, but I need some hot food. So, take care, sleep well, and hopefully I shall catch you tomorrow. If you're not sure when I stream, my schedule is and my approximate starting dates. It's not how long and when. That's the window in which I expect to start. Join our Discord. It will tell you... it will announce when life is happening. But hopefully, it will be tomorrow evening. Take care, people. Bye-bye.